welcome to another glorious episode of Three Cranky Jets Fans. I'm Joe Close Marone, and here with me, Trisha Close Marone and Matt Callahan. Today we are talking about the Jets' fifth straight loss and where they go from here. We'll go through some news, but who cares? And finally, we'll talk about Jets versus Texans on Halloween. Matt, how you doing? Is the hard drive running smoothly?
Yes, I'm alive.
The machinery is breathing.
The gears are still greased.
Good. Trisha, how you doing?
Yeah. I'm looking for joy elsewhere.
Nice words from a week ago. Well, let's move along. We got some fun stuff to talk about. Jets at Patriots on Sunday afternoon. The Jets dropped a big old turd on Sunday against New England and lost 22-25. The Jets scored with a late touchdown and missed on a 2-point attempt after that. That was just like mind-bogglingly dumb. And then the defense, I think they just forgot that they had to defend against the pass or play with the game on the line. They were just like, oh, we're still here? Oh, I forgot. And, of course, the Patriots score a last-minute touchdown to plunge gangrene into the depths of football hell. So let's talk about it. Trisha, I'd love to know, in your mind, what you saw on the field that went wrong. I know nothing went right, so...
Goodness. Oh, goodness.
What do you got for us?
Well, I said last week I wanted to watch a game of football, and I think I also had a feeling that the Patriots were going to come out hungry, right? And so I guess I kind of watched those things. I got to see both of those things. It wasn't that the Jets didn't play. It's just like they didn't play well. I don't know. I still am kind of resentful that I lost my whole Sunday afternoon, right? It's like peak fall weather here. We could have been doing anything else. And we sat inside for however many hours that shit show went on. And I think the kicker has to go. Like if he's there, Greg the Leg is there next week, I don't know. I think we should egg him or something.
It's Halloween.
It's time to take him away.
Greg the Egg.
Greg the Egg. Yes. It's clever, Joe. I like that a lot.
Egg the Greg.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Greg the Leg makes me want to drink a keg. And I'll stop it there. It was, I feel like we could name this season Blame the Kicker.
Yeah. It's been like, I'd say he lost like 2.5 games. So the Vikings he missed, I think, 2 field goals in that one. And that may have won them the game, but I give him half credit for that loss. But definitely because the Broncos and definitely this game, if he makes those kicks there, it's a win.
Yeah. It just would have been a different game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Matt, what did you see that really ground up those gears?
Blaming him for anything. He's so emblematic of everything that's wrong with the Jets. Like, they knew there was a problem with him in the preseason. They said he didn't look right, did nothing. Cost them what could be argued 2 games before, did nothing. They supposedly worked out 3 kickers after last week's loss, and I'm guessing none of them even had legs. They must be, in wheelchairs or something, because they still stuck with him and did nothing.
Yeah.
And now this happens. So at this point, no, I want him in there now, because what's the point? Like, just let him keep missing all season, because they're probably not going to win another game anyway. They're not making the playoffs. This whole season's just down the toilet already, so why bother? Let him. I'm sure he can have a job. Fine, why not? They suck.
Yeah?
They're terrible. They came out awful. How did they use all of their timeouts early in the first quarter? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never
their
seen
whole
that.
season is on the line, and they come in completely unprepared for anything. Like, it's nothing. Like, they're just a terrible team, and I hate them.
Yeah, going back to Trisha's prediction that there would be a football game, I kept finding myself thinking, like, well, half of the football game is happening. New England looks like they came to play, but the
I don't even think they
really seemed like they forgot.
The Patriots did everything they could to lose that game, and the Jets would not let them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really, yeah. That's exactly right.
Oh man.
Yeah, there was just so much in this game. Like you said, the delay of games that caused them to burn those timeouts. I don't understand what is going on with this team that they can't get these calls out for the offensive plays and then just get lined up and go. It's absurd to me. I don't know where the disconnect is that they can't get ready. For me, that comes down to preparation, communication, whether it's stubbornness from Aaron Rodgers or coaching issues, or I don't even know, just player preparedness and how much time they're putting into these things each individually. It doesn't make sense to me. I've never seen anything like it. And it's so bad. They can't get into a rhythm. They can't play with any sort of tempo. Every time they do something successful, it's like, okay, we have to stop for 3 minutes this game because they have no idea what to do after that. It's absurd. I really don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense. And then, of course, defensively, the defensive line continues to give up easy runs. Hassan Reddick, I didn't even notice him out there. I only noticed him on one play because the announcer said, "Oh, Hassan Reddick is in." And, that was it. But they, again, struggled against the run. And, of course, this team, this defensive line has no idea how to contain quarterbacks. They over-pursue on every single pass play and open up these running lanes for quarterbacks, one of which on Sunday his own coach described as the slowest black man in the league. And he's scrambling for multiple first downs. This is ridiculous. I really don't understand how this is happening to this team. It's just breaking my mind. It was really just a disgusting display.
I think part of the problem is it's the same with everything with this team is like they only know how to do one thing. They can't adjust to anything. And when that thing doesn't work, they just have nothing else to do. Like they have the same schemes and they just keep trying them over and over again, like banging a head into a wall and hoping that something's going to change, but it doesn't because they can't adjust to anything. Like, and I don't know if it's just the coaching staff or the players or just the whole organization is just infected with that, but they don't do anything. They don't make any changes. They do nothing. It's like, oh, maybe we'll just keep throwing the same piece of shit kicker out there. Maybe it'll change this time. Let's keep trying the same defensive plays over and over again, and maybe it'll stop them this time. Like, I think the only quarterback they could contain in this league is Rodgers right now, and that's because he can't move at all, basically.
I didn't realize how much he can't move. Like, I just kept saying, I was like, why isn't he running? What is he doing? He just really refuses to put his body in motion.
His leg is pretty banged up.
I think he can't do it. Like he looks like Giancarlo Stanton running the bases.
He said today that he really couldn't. He couldn't move any more than he did.
I can't remember who mentioned it. I think it might have been Bart Scott, but he thinks it's like part of the reasons with all the delay of games is he's spending so much time trying to read the defense because he can't move anywhere. So he's got to be ready for everything that it takes so long to get the playoff is one of the problems.
Yeah, but they've got to get to the line of scrimmage sooner and get set sooner. He's also making all these checks.
He couldn't even make it to the line of scrimmage in the last play of the game. Like, he just stopped moving and jogged and let time run out. Like,
it's terrible. I think that this is going to be what a sad, like, I know he's doing this like new chapter of like save the Jets, like we were going to save the Jets. I had this great career with the Packers and now I'm going to go save the Jets. And I just feel like save the Jets is just embarrassing him. He's getting old before our eyes. And he's going to go out with such a sad, sour little experience that it's like when Michael Jordan went to go play baseball,
Yeah.
like
Although he did come
just
back to the NBA and destroy for 3 more years.
That's
maybe he'll go back to the Packers and like
Good.
show up in a way that we can't see now because he's playing for the Jets.
Wow.
I think you
That's a
found the one
different situation.
silver lining for me in this terrible season is that
He could go back to the Packers.
the continued humiliation of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And I really I don't know if you guys can think back just 8 weeks ago, right? It wasn't that long ago when this season started. And the three of us were filled with some sort of like hope, anticipation. This could be the year. People predicted that the Jets were going to go to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
We just lost to the Patriots. They were like 1-5.
That's us.
It's terrible.
It's us.
Terrible.
Well, the Jets are not mathematically out of it, and I don't mean to.
Stop it.
I'm not trying to spread any hope here. Of course, Jets are going to say, players, the whole organization are going to say, well, we're going to try and go on a run, this and that. They're not technically out of it. 3 teams in the last half century have come back from a 2-6 record to make it to the playoffs. The Bengals in 1970, the Commanders in 2020, and the Steelers last season. Let me ask you guys on a scale of 1 to 10. What's your confidence level that this team can rebound and pull off a recovery from 2-6 to make the playoffs?
-7.
I was going to say 0. I mean, I didn't know we could go negative. No.
I assumed Matt would go negative.
How about you? How about you,
no.
Joe? What do you think?
I'm right there with you both. I give them no chance. I haven't seen anything. The things that they've been bad at from the start, they continue to be bad at or worse at throughout the season. So I really don't see any optimism here. I say just keep losing as far as I'm concerned. I don't think they'll do anything. If they make any improvements, then they're going to do just enough to miss the playoffs and ruin any draft picks that we could potentially get. But with that in mind, assuming that the Jets do lose on Thursday against the Texans, how would you like to see the organization manage this roster? Should they try to trade as many players as possible and try to load up on draft picks, try to keep Aaron Rodgers and run it all back for one last shot next season with this crew? What do you guys think? Trisha, why don't you give me your thoughts first?
Okay, so let me understand what you're saying. You're saying we lose this week, and then we lose next week, and then we lose the week after that.
Should we try to do that?
I don't think it matters. I think whether we try to win or we try to lose, we're going to lose. I mean, this question almost feels like a trick, like we're going to do like a riddle right now.
Well, I'm talking about preparation for the future, right?
Joe,
we're assuming
you've been doing this a long time, buddy. There is no future. There's no, I mean,
assume we're going to remain Jets fans.
Yeah.
We have to at least hope that they do something right.
Do we?
What in your mind do you think would be a wise decision?
I think taking all the money that they give to the players and putting it out in the world to do good, fighting climate change, like stopping these insane politicians from abusing the system, feeding hungry populations across the world. I think that's what we should do with
Right.
the billions of dollars that we spend on these yahoos every week.
The Jets are not going to do that.
Okay, well, you asked what I'd like to see happen, and that's what I'd like to see because
Should like to see the organization just stop being.
They'd have a better.
no, they
chance.
can come and play and run around like they do every week.
We'll just
They-
have like
they-
some high school players come in. And do
They might
things.
try harder. They might try harder.
All right, Matt. Let's hear your thoughts on this one.
Maybe they should try losing every game because they'll probably accidentally win then. But it doesn't matter what they do. Keep Aaron for another year. He barely moves now. Yeah. Next year he'll be worse. Like it doesn't matter what they do.
Well, in all reality, I mean, he'll probably want to come back.
Oh yeah,
he doesn't want to go out like this.
He wants to come back. I don't give a crap what he wants. He wants to do a lot of things.
But... I understand.
Yeah. He wants to do ayahuasca in a cave in the dark and like have some.
Yeah, I suppose that's.
I don't know
what his decisions are going to be dependent on. We can't really read what the ayahuasca is going to tell him to do.
I don't care what he wants to do. Like, there's no future with him anyway. Like, he's going to stink next year. Get rid of him.
He's getting everything he wants. He's, okay, I get to keep Nathaniel Hackett until he really, really shits the bed.
They've wasted too much on him already. And I get
Davante Adams.
He likes Hackett because Hackett listens to him. Like, he's just
ego.
Get rid of
too much ego. Joe, I know you're asking this question because you've got some kind of thought out plan for the Jets moving forward, and you want to actually talk football on this, and you don't care about the children, the hungry children. So, tell me, how do you want them to spend their billions?
What I really do think they should do is all that garbage merchandise they're trying to sell, all those jerseys and shit. Pack it up into quilts or something like that and give that to the homeless because that shit is garbage. Do not try to sell any more merchandise to fans because nobody wants it. Please give it away to people who need it.
I'll take that.
And
they should certainly reduce ticket prices. I mean,
I saw season tickets are already going up again for those suckers
who bought 23% or something like that. We talked about it a little bit last episode, but
I did see though.
Want to re-up.
After our conversation, I got online and saw many ticket holders saying I let him go, letting him go, not re-upping.
Can you blame it?
No, what? I mean this season is just truly heartbreaking. It's like the worst thing, and the Jets have tried to do everything under the sun to do what they need to build a winning team. They've tried every single method and they've failed miserably at every one of them. And on paper, this was their best attempt, but they have
not
terrible.
Tried every single method. They have not come prepared for one game. I don't believe that they have fully come prepared for a single game this season. That is a method that they might want to consider moving forward.
I said they tried. I didn't say they succeeded in any. They have failed at every method. So,
I mean,
what I'm saying is they don't do anything well.
Do you think though that they really are trying?
I think they are.
I think they're just not good at it.
Yeah, from ownership on down.
Okay.
From ownership on down. So I think no matter what happens, they're gonna fuck it up. That's just the way it is, it feels like. But in my mind, I really don't have any definitive path that I'd like to see the Jets go down. I don't necessarily... I'm torn on whether Aaron Rodgers is a major part of the problem. I think he's a very average quarterback right now. And I think that his stubbornness in doing things the way that he wants to do them is a problem. And ultimately, whether he's able to return, if he wants to or not, it's going to depend on, because there's a new head coach coming in next season, no matter what.
Do we know who that is?
No, we don't know who that is. But
okay.
There's going to be a new head coach. There's going to be a new offensive coordinator. Is he going to want to work with them? Are they going to want to work with him? Those are questions that all have to be answered. And we don't know who's going to want to come here.
I've just got a question about that. Is he in a multi-year contract?
Mm-hmm.
How many
He
years?
has, I think he's got 2 years left on it.
Oh,
Fully guaranteed. He could choose to retire, and what he said when he came here was that like he really wanted to put in 2 more years and try to achieve a championship. He was robbed last year of that first attempt, and in his mind going into this season, he thought he was thinking, I'm going to probably go for 2 if we don't make it to the Super Bowl, or at least a deep playoff run. But this has just failed so spectacularly. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I don't know if New York or the franchise has the patience to continue with this experiment. Is it time to just blow it up? If they do, we're probably looking at another 3 to 5 years of more playoffless seasons. It's hard to say for sure. Oh shit!
what's wrong?
Oh, it's saying trying to reconnect. Okay, I thought I lost you guys.
No.
So if
but
we
you
do
can
blow
say
it
oh
up-
shit to like this experience. Like, oh shit, Aaron Rodgers has got 2 more years. Matt, did you know that?
I didn't know it was 2 more years, but I assumed it was not good.
It's either
like
1 or
that.
2. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I mean,
Whatever it is, it's too many.
yeah.
Okay, can we revisit the conversation we had a few weeks ago? How do you guys feel now about bringing in our next quarterback?
Who are they going to bring in? There's nobody.
No, who's our
Tyrod
guy?
Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor.
No, I mean, who cares?
I mean, I don't want to.
I mean, we could at least.
Why bother?
Okay, but
No, and now there's only one point in this: is just lose as much as you can, so that they can screw up their draft picks next year. That's what they're going to do. There's no point in trying to win anymore, even though technically correct. They're not mathematically eliminated. The best kind of correct, but who cares? I don't give a crap. I'm basically where I was last year, with already checked out, and Zach Wilson was better last year than Aaron Rodgers is this year. He beat teams that Aaron Rodgers can't beat, and I think a big problem with this season was I think most of the team just checked out last year and was like, everything will be better when Aaron Rodgers is back, and Aaron Rodgers is back, and he can't move, so he's not the solution. And now they're all just like, oh, well, I guess we were wrong. We have no backup plans and no idea what to do. So, I don't see any point in them trying to improve. They should just blow this up and get ready for next year. But I know also that they're going to screw next year up with whatever stupid draft picks they make, or,
Okay, so I think if I were the coach, so this is, maybe, Joe, this is how we answer your question in a different way. We could all play coach for a second. If I were the head coach of the Jets, I would put in Tyrod Taylor so that I could save Aaron Rodgers' body, his feeble self, right? And I could give Tyrod Taylor this chance to play in these scenarios with these other guys, right? Supposedly a talented offensive line, maybe, right? And then I would make adjustments, some kind of unconventional adjustments. If the truth is that we are doing the same thing over and over and it's not working, it's time to switch it up. All of the football that I love watching is when the players do things that are not predictable, right? Like the reason that Patrick Mahomes stepped into the NFL and just blew things away was his crazy way of playing. I used to always joke. I didn't joke. I really liked Chris Ivory. He played for the Jets. You guys remember him? He wasn't huge moment in the world, but I liked him because I liked the way he like wiggled around on the field and ran around differently than the other guys. And sometimes I just think like you got to get a little weird, and it just is feeling so stale. So if I were the Jets coach, that's what I would do. I would get Aaron Rodgers, give him some time, take a little breaky poo, and just manipulate the players. There are tons of guys sitting on the sidelines ready to try.
Yeah, it's a good point. And I mean, Ulbrich is trying to prove that he can be a head coach in this league. I mean, it wouldn't do the Jets organization necessarily any favors to just try and win as many games as possible and still miss the playoffs. But I could see it happening because Ulbrich wants to be a head coach for another team next year, and he's probably not going to be one with the Jets.
I don't think that my methodology or my technique would win us games. I think it would shift it up a bit. It would like
To what?
To like this.
What are you saving Aaron Rodgers for?
We want to watch this
No,
bad team be bad in a different way.
Right.
We're just
That's all
we're
it was
telling.
doing. That's the other thing. It's not like you have a young quarterback you can bring in and see how he's going to do in the league because they don't have that.
Jordan Travis supposedly practiced this week.
No, yeah. Can't wait for them to screw him over.
Let's talk about what's going on in the NFL.
I can't wait to see him in 6 years on, like, I don't know,
playing for the Bucks or something.
Broncos or the Broncos or something, doing great.
Oh, God.
All right, Matt, what do you got for us?
The Bills continue to win. Everybody else in the AFC East is terrible to / mediocre. Tua is back, and he looked okay for the Dolphins, but the Dolphins don't look good anyway. Just everybody in the AFC East is just terrible, except the Bills.
Nobody in the AFC in general seems to look very good.
Yeah. It's been very mediocre. I couldn't even watch any more football after the Jets anyway.
No,
I shut it off. I was going to go outside, but I didn't even bother. I just sat there in the dark, staring at the...
You went into the darkness, huh?
I went into the darkness. I turned off the TV and stared at the black screen.
We went to the park after.
Aaron Rodgers goes to the darkness. I was born in it and molded by it. He immediately adapted to the darkness.
Is that a Batman reference?
Fan. Yes, it is.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
I forgot, Joe. I forgot to tell Joe that a buddy of ours, Brett, today texted me, and he sent me a picture from their newspaper. Or I don't know what he was reading, but it was the newspaper, and it said, "Into the darkness." He's like, "I've got some fodder for your podcast here." Oh, man.
And a lot of Jets Twitter has been calling for Rex Ryan to be the next coach. So what do you think of that?
I mean, I don't see it. The guy's been out of the league for years, and
why would he want to? Like, who would?
He does want to. He does want to.
That poor fool.
Oh, really?
He said he's a analyst on ESPN. He said, I think it was yesterday. He said, "Call me up, Woody. I'm ready for an interview." I like Rex Ryan. I think he's a fun character and a great defensive mind, but I mean, besides 2009, 2010, he really didn't have a great campaign as head coach for the Jets or the Bills. Very mediocre. And that roster that he went to 2 AFC championships with was put together by Eric Mangini. So
the man genius.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not trying to give too many props to Mangini, but Rex Ryan, I don't see it happening, and I don't necessarily support it. I'd rather go with like a Vrabel or some other offensive-minded coach. I don't know who's going to want to come here, if I'm being truly honest.
Why would anybody?
I mean, money.
Any sort of talent. They have to find someone, a diamond in the trash heap now. Like that's the
Um,
only option.
Guys, I just threw my hat in. You heard my plan.
Right? Let's mix it up.
Give all the money away and mix it up. That's my plan. Yeah, I don't know who's going to come coach for us. Somebody who's got time on their hands who wants a project,
A masochist.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only a handful of these jobs every year that come around, and it's a big bump in pay. So you got to take. There's no great head coaching gigs out there, right? The teams that are
No.
looking for a reason. So that's the chance you have to take, unfortunately. But New York is a tough town, and I don't know. They'll find somebody.
Oh yeah, I think
Robert Saleh
everybody
was the top of the heap
Just
for
like prediction that there will be football play. They will find a head coach.
yeah.
That
But I
doesn't
mean,
mean it's going to be good or matter.
Robert Saleh was the number one head coaching candidate going into what was it, 2020?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've been given hope lots of times.
And they landed him. So I wouldn't be surprised if they land a good head coach, but I mean, Woody Johnson doesn't like to pay for anything, so I don't know. We'll see. He'll have to this time for sure.
Maybe.
No, I don't think he does.
I don't think he does either. I really don't. I think everybody believes like, oh, I could fix this. I could give me a chance. I would do it. I mean, unless, right? Like, I think that's the nature of a good coach, right? They think I can push through these problems if they just do bibbity bobbity boo. They've got it. I can help them.
No, I mean, he doesn't have to pay for top dollar. They're making money losing. Why should he change anything?
Yeah.
I mean, fans really need to just stop showing up for this team until something really changes. I mean,
I didn't want to show up for the podcast this week, and then I realized if I don't let this out, it's gonna get messy. So you like cut somebody off in traffic because you're so angry inside, or you make some really drastic life choices. You cut off all your hair. I don't know. You gotta get this stuff out, guys. Solidarity to other Jets fans. You guys have gotta get it out.
All right. I think that's it for the news. Let's move on to Jets versus Texans on Halloween night.
Well, believe it or not, the Jets are favored to win.
Are the odds makers just drunk?
I think they're just having fun at this point.
They're home too, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, they're at home.
Yeah.
Sorry, Trisha, go ahead.
No, you guys are on it. They're at home. They're favored to win by 1 point. How is that possible? The Texans are down 2 of their wide receivers, Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs. So that might contribute to how these guys come up with these scores. That's potential. What do you guys think the Jets need to do to win? Should they even try to win? What are we even doing here?
Yeah.
I wonder if they came up favored by 1 point with the assumption that the Jets just left Craig the leg in New England. And that's where the 1 point's going to come from.
Yeah, I think that, and with Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs out, and I don't think the Texans have been like particularly good. I haven't paid much attention to them, but apparently CJ Stroud hasn't been.
Aren't they
like
6-2?
Quite the Stroud. Yeah, but I don't think it's been like smooth sailing. But I mean, come on, what are we doing here? The Jets have found every way to lose, and I'm sure they've got a couple other tricks up their sleeves.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Every time I think they can't possibly find a new way to lose, they do it. They're very creative.
Last week they literally just like let the time tick on by over and over and over. Like that was a new way for me to watch that. I've never seen somebody run out of like timeouts in the first quarter.
Yeah.
That's a very creative move on their part.
I think there should be like an annual award for, most
clever way to fuck up.
Desperately terrible team, to fuck up. Like most creative ways to fail. I don't know.
Maybe we could do a highlight reel on the show. of that. We go back every week and we see like, okay, this week they got 87 penalties. This week they, they like, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I think also maybe the defense needs to remember coming up that the quarterback can actually run with the ball. A little bit of containment would help them to win if that's indeed what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely need to. That just is infuriating to watch. It's just such bad football to let a quarterback continuously tear you apart on the ground. But I'm sure CJ Stroud is going to run for like 1,000 yards on Thursday. It's going to be ridiculous.
I also think that Aaron Rodgers has gotten a little sloppy. So if he's going to just decide, okay, I don't run the ball, like he really needs to get those throws down.
Yeah, he's been a little less accurate.
Yeah.
He doesn't like throw the ball deep anymore.
He did a couple times last game.
I mean, yeah, he does, but it's like it's almost never even close to on target. I mean, there were a few that I don't know. It looks like the wide receivers have to like really make an effort to catch those balls.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like Gibson's first touchdown. He had to pull that off the ground basically.
Yeah. And the scheme with the wide receivers too, they're never like wide open. Is a thing.
Last week they kept being like a few inches short of whatever, whether it was a touchdown or whether it was a first down, and I just kept saying to the refs, of course on the screen, I'm like, come on, just give them the inch. Like, we're so bad.
Don't the referees know what we've been through?
Like, don't take that back. Just give, oh man, it was a rough one. Well, guys, this very depressing episode, we've got to at least give a prediction for next week and then just call it. If you're listening, I feel sad for you because this is sad stuff. Joe, what are you thinking prediction-wise, Matt? Any thoughts?
Matt, you want to go first?
I'm going to say the Jets are going to lose 24-3.
24-3 Texans.
Yep.
Okay.
A new kicker who they just pull out of the stands manages to kick a field goal, and that's it.
Oh, I just put your score in my score spot. Okay. I can't do two things at once, guys. I'm thinking... Oh, Joe, you want to go? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I got the Jets 13-24. I mean, not Jets, the Texans 13-24. I'm not picking the Jets anymore. They're losing everything.
Yeah, they're going to lose. I don't think they're going to win another game.
Yeah, I don't think unless they call me between now and Halloween, is anything going to happen for them. So yeah, I'm going to say like the Jets are going to have 6 points, and the Texans are going to have 32.
You guys are brutal.
I mean, did you see last week? Were we all watching that game together?
I mean, they did score.
Joe, you were like so convinced. Like, you're like, there's no way we're losing this game.
I was convinced. I'm still astonished.
As soon as he missed the first point after touchdown, I had a feeling they were going to lose that game because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have shut the game off then and just walked out of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told our family, I was like, let's just watch this on replay after. Let's go out, enjoy the day, and we'll watch it later. But we listened to our 5-year-old son. He said, I want to watch the Jets. He watched like all of 10 minutes of this game. And then he went and started doing something else.
The only smart one.
Yeah.
I gave our boy permission to start rooting for another team. He said, Daddy, I'm still going to root for the Jets. Poor kid.
Well, after they lose 32-6 to Texans, maybe come around.
Mhm.
Still
I think
hope
we should just like take him to a game where somebody wins and it's fun. And then
Mhm.
that'll give him a taste for something we can't give him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Well, that was a sad episode. Okay. Thanks for sticking with us, Joe. You want to sign us off?
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
all right. Let's get out of here. Thanks to everyone for listening to another episode of Three Cranky Jets Fans. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. Please share with your friends. And don't forget to follow us on social media at Three Cranky Jets Fans for more updates, hot takes, and post-game reactions. We'll be back next week to commiserate in the latest Jets misery. Until then, happy Halloween. It's not that scary.
No, the only scary decoration we have, we've got some cute pumpkins, little happy ghost, and a Jets flag outside.
The scariest of Halloweens.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Guys.